you're not in your bedroom. To start crying. Honestly, that would probably be me. I'm a very emotional person. Alright, welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. Last chapter, or the last available chapter. We actually still have 3 more chapters to go. Chapter 5, 6, and 7. It's a whole week. Funeral is on Sunday. Not this Sunday. In-game Sunday. Which will probably be like, I don't know. In 60,000 months? I don't know. The way I play this, I mean, now only 5 chapters have been released so far. But with the pace I'm playing, it might be very possible that the developers release all the other chapters while I'm still stuck in chapter 5. Also, little disclaimer, I was told that it would really help to write down a family tree to understand all the histories of the characters. And I said, yeah, sure, we'll do that. No, I did not. You've just been hearing my cat in the background. Let me just release him from the room. Aside from laziness, which is also part of the reason why I didn't do a whole family tree, I also didn't do it because I didn't want to get spoiled. And I think it's really, really difficult to go into the wikis and everything, you know, because I don't know what will be revealed in chapter 5 or what was revealed in other chapters that I haven't discovered, because this game has so many different branches and paths that I didn't take, so I don't want to get spoiled for that either, because who knows? I mean, probably not for this channel. People really have to take a break from this game after chapter 5, but maybe I want to, you know, play some variations in my own time. So yeah, that's a big part laziness, but also a not insignificant part of not wanting to be spoiled. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we're already saved. We're already saved. Continue. Would you like to see a no? No. No. Oh. Wait. If this is your first time playing episode 5, it's recommended. Alright. I will not read it out because, you know, I will just sum up, because let's just get through this. So we went to Scarlet Hollow because our aunt... By the way, I watched Sinners for the first time, and there was a character called Perline. And I wonder whether who I called always Perlan is actually called Perline. Maybe that's a very specific pronunciation of that name. But anyways, our aunt Perline, Scarlet, died. And we want to join our cousin to, well, be there for the funeral. Alright. And then Tabitha, our cousin, is kind of a douchebag, you know. Very cold, very annoyed all the time, never there also, you know, but also always reproaching us about whatever we do. Whatever we do, it's wrong in her eyes, which that's super annoying. Okay, also she told us that she doesn't want us to roam through the house, which we didn't so far, but we're totally gonna do it this chapter. Yeah, because we were told to explore the house when Tabitha is not there. Oh yeah, then we discovered Dustin in our drawer and we left him there. And he was joined by his mom, because Dustin and his mom, they're amazing. I never want them to leave. Then we met Stella and Gretchen, who's the only reason why I'm still, you know, hanging out with Stella, to be quite honest. And she roped us into a horrible adventure that was full of death and frights and nothing nice. Someone died, got basically, well, didn't get killed kind of himself by slipping up with a shotgun, which I didn't expect. I was trying to save Gretchen. But we also saw some mutated animals, and then these weird thingies that might or might not be directly related to the mutated animals, or they might just be harbingers. I think we call them ditchlings. So that's that. That's where we saved Gretchen, because Stella wasn't doing anything, and I thought the guy with the shotgun would know how to handle his shotgun, because if you have a shotgun, you better know how to handle it. That's just what I'm thinking. And I don't regret a thing. I'm so sorry about that, but I don't regret it. So yeah. Duke got, well, killed himself. And then, oh yeah, the police showed up. Really not helpful. They didn't believe us. For a while, they thought I had something to do with something. Although, I don't think they found the body. So, I don't even know why they thought I killed Duke when they couldn't even find the body. You know. Then that weird stranger who by now has become a pretty close friend to us. Yeah. And that was the first day. I love that he is Dustin the cat. Is he like, oh, it would be so funny. Oh, sorry. I said it before, I'll say it again. If Dustin is the big bad behind everything, I'll be celebrating in the streets. Alright, blah blah blah. Tabitha is annoyed. Oh yeah, we met Frou Frou, Tabitha's cat, who is just as cranky but more charming than Tabitha. And that's just the magic. I tell you how it is. Some people can be cranky or insufferable, but if they're charming, you will likely put up with it for a lot longer than with someone like Tabitha, who has no charm at all. Nothing. Nada. Maybe in other playthroughs, but not in ours. Then we met Avery, and they're super nice, super cool, immediately invited us. I think we even got some free food. We got some gossip, and Avery was always there to help. Probably was also a romantic interest, but we didn't act on it. What is super weird, why is Kanika not playing any part in this so far? I'm just realizing it, because we should have met her already a few times. She's black, she's like invisible or ghost. Because she's our romance interest. Why is she not here? That's super creepy. So we met Oscar, the librarian. Oscar also has a cat, by the way. And he was looking for his daughter. And asked us to look around for... What is this? And look at the... Oh, that is so creepy. Why? So then we met Reese's mom, and she was weird and very protective of her son. And we didn't meet... Did we meet Reese? And then Wayne appeared again. Our bestie. Maybe we can ask Wayne what happened to Kanika. Because remember, we couldn't reach Kanika via phone at the end of the last episode. While we're going through the whole Reese thing, we couldn't call her. And the last thing we knew was that her mom, Sybil, who did something weird with us. Did she? Oh my god, did she use her tea and her influence to remove Kanika from our minds because we formed such a strong bond? Oh, that would be so shitty. Okay, then we found Rosalina. Oh my god, it's already 10 minutes. Nearly 10 minutes. Oh, my cat is annoying. I'm sorry. So yeah, we followed. That is probably everything said by Kanika. That is so scary. That is super weird. Okay, so we saw Rosalina near the mines, followed her into the mines, and then, oh my god, I hate this. This is probably why they recommend doing the recap, just to tell us our memory has been wiped of our dearest Kanika. And then it was a bunch of annoying teenagers who didn't listen to us. Oh, teenagers. And then we had a vision. Oh, we're not yet there yet. Okay, but we did have a vision at some point. We got everyone out, but Rosalina hurt her leg, and I think it had to be amputated. Which was really, really awful, but at least everyone survived. So in my book, that's a pretty good outcome, because I'm quite sure there are a few paths where maybe one or more of the kids are getting lost, maybe even some of our friends. Tabitha, of course, was unhappy, blah, blah, blah. Oof. Same shit, different day. There are two of them now. Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Oh, yeah, we met a goat in the glass house. Who is... Oh, yeah, that's... I was like, who is that? But yeah, we met the Reverend's wife, who cleans the kitchen for Tabitha occasionally. I hope she's not the cat. Like, if I've even have forgotten that she exists, including the Reverend, I don't want them to be the big bad. That would be so boring. But yeah, she seemed actually quite nice. So we have Sybil, and we have Kanika's brother. That is so weird. Oh yeah, that's Duke's son. Oh, we sent him after. We told him where we last saw Duke, because again, the police was absolutely, not capable to do anything. They didn't find Duke and whatnot. They didn't even find traces of Duke. And so Duke's son wanted to... there we go. Duke's son wanted to look for Duke, and we told him, because my decision was that he would go on his own, whether we told him where we found Duke or not. And I figured if he knew, it would be more straightforward. He wouldn't have to get lost in the woods looking for his father. So that was my decision. If he dies, I'm very sorry, but I had very good intentions, which doesn't mean anything if someone dies, but well. All right, so what's next? What happened then? Yeah, I guess we met, we just stood next to an empty van and had a conversation with no one. I mean, Sybil, if that's your doing, that is so just really insufficient. That really, Oh yeah, we met the mayor, and Gretchen hates the mayor. And the mayor also is kind of... I hate to say it because I love dogs, but the mayor is kind of a douche. And then we met the Reverend, and he actually, yeah, he gives off a weird vibe. I agree. It's just how it is. The strange man, Pastor Daniel. I think it's because also when he appeared, the music got super sinister, so that added to the impression that something's off. So maybe he is a super nice guy, but wherever he walks around, the vibe just shifts, I wonder if some people have just a really off vibe, even though they're perfectly fine. Who knows? But yeah, we were polite, we didn't insult him. There were a lot of options to insult him, but we didn't do that. And then we met Reese for the first time. I forgot. And Kanika is gone again, but that's her, the shadow of Kanika. Blah, blah, blah. Reese. Awkward dinner with Reese's mom, and of course, just Stella and no one else. And again... Oh yeah, and then we saw the weird door in Reese's house and got drawn to it, but Dr. Kelly prevented us from going there. I hope that recap is not annoying for you, because, man, we've been talking for quite a while. It has been, of course, it has been 4 chapters, and I've been playing this game since January of this year. Can you believe it? It's 6 months. It's been 6 months. Unbelievable. I've been taking my sweet time, but I enjoyed the ride. Forgot a lot. So yeah, then the game wanted us to thirst for Oscar with his, completely inappropriate dress. If he's the library manager, I'm sorry, I'm super progressive. I'm very much, dress how you want. But I still think in a library, I don't know, a tank top in a library for the library manager, it just feels off. Man, wear a t-shirt. Wear just a short sleeve t-shirt. That's all I'm asking, Okay, and then we got... Oh yeah, and then we invited Avery and one of the teenagers, because I thought he was cool, to the haunting of Oscar's house. Was Alina joined, despite us telling them to just get the fuck out of there. And then we found a weird trapdoor. Again, yeah, just a shadow. Kanika's not there for some reason. I'm so, I want to keep this going because I really want to know what the heck happened with Kanika. And then we went to the basement, and oh, I just saw Stella had a nice décolletage there. I'm sorry. And then we have this weirdest dream. Everyone got possessed. Everyone. And we were the main character of this possession, dream, vision, whatever. But Wayne helped us through. Really, really helpful. you know, our knight in rotting armor. And then we managed, because we're book smart, to get everyone out alive. Because apparently this could have ended really, really badly. And the person or the ghost or the soul, the tormented soul behind it was one of the founders or very eminent people from Scarlet Hollow who got screwed over by our family. Not my family, but our character's family. So that is very, very intriguing, isn't it? And then, oh yeah, Sybil shows up again. And she's all full of secrets. Doesn't want to tell us anything, even though she should. Stella was very, very upset and left early. Oh yeah, and then we had to walk home with Sybil. And she invited us to tea. And then we fell asleep. So, day 4. I can't believe that's 4 days. So much has happened. Couldn't be me. Oh yeah, the game wanted us to chime in on a minor strike we have no idea about. I refuse. I was like, no, I'm sorry, game. I'm not going to interfere here. I have no idea about this. Who am I? Then we had tea. And then we got poisoned by Sybil. Because, first of all, there was a point where her name was named by someone. And we couldn't hear it. It was like radio static. And also, since she did the thing to us, I guess, not directly, but now Kanika is gone from our memories. And I think she did this to either protect Kanika from us and we're probably doomed. That's my theory, that Sybil knows what's going on. Sybil knows that we have to go down this path, because she was really like, go to the pillars, get those visions. And I think, first of all, that she's always with us, because after we drank that tea, suddenly also there were a lot of inner thoughts that were not our own thoughts, that were like, no, you can't think that, you have to think it this way. And they basically forced us to choose certain thoughts and comments that we otherwise probably wouldn't have chosen. And maybe she removed Kanika from our memories because she knows we're going down a very dark path and she wants to protect her daughter, or it's more sinister, and I hope not, because that's Kanika's mother. Okay, and then she talked about a cat. That's like the big betrayer. I mean, at this point, even if it's not Sybil, Sybil can get screwed. And then we met Reese when we broke into Reese's house. We had to. I tried the good way to ask, like bonk on his window, but he wasn't there in his basement. But then we met him there, and we got to this other pillar, got another vision, blacked out, whatnot. And then also we found out that Reese apparently got poisoned by his mom. And the poison was provided by Sybil, and we know that because when we were there with this tea stuff, I think, again, our big book smartness, just who would have thought, right? Because it got a lot of very boring conversation choices, but the gameplay choices are really good. So yeah, because of that, we recognized a very poisonous plant in Sybil's room. And then we recognized it again in Dr. Kelly's room. And it was the medication that Dr. Kelly gives Reese. And then he was about to turn. Wayne showed up to help us. Thank God. I think we tried to phone Kanika sometime around this, but we couldn't reach her. Wayne tried and started to help us. Reese did not want to hurt us, but he wanted to kill his mother. And we decided to save his mother and help her medicate Reese again, which I know it is a betrayal. I'm very sorry about that. But I didn't want him to kill his mother. I think that's not a good idea. Even if she's a horrible person, there's other ways to deal with that, Matricide is not it, it's not it. Also, Reese honestly gave me a lot of red flags during this whole chapter. I know he was also probably a romance option in some other past, but everything, like when he turned, he got this overprotective thing where he was like, yeah, I'll save you from everything. He doesn't even listen to me. When I told him Wayne is just here to protect me, he's not hurting you, he still tried to, he hurt Wayne, so I don't want a dude who doesn't listen to me, but thinks he has to protect me. That's just gross, that's just, ugh. But yeah, maybe it's different in other, you know, game versions, universes. Anyways, so there was that. We found Stella. Oh yeah, Stella had been missing the entire day. And it turns out she was just sitting sadly on a log. Gretchen led us to her. And that was it. She didn't really share anything. And then we went home. We also had a meeting with Avery that wasn't mentioned here in the morning, I think. But Avery left very early again. And I think we had an option to flirt with Wayne, but I refused because I'm with Kanika. Like, I already committed to Kanika, and I'm not that kind of person. I can't do the whole, how's it called? It wouldn't even be ethical, open relationships. No, was it ethical non-monogamy? Oh, God, those terms. You know, I think that community would really profit from a better marketing because, man, all their terms are really annoying. But, yeah, it would have been really shitty because I don't think Kanika and I agreed to be open, you know. Okay, and then I think of nothing, so I fall asleep. Oh my god, it's been 20 minutes! I'm so sorry! I thought I could dive right in. I hope that wasn't too boring. Wake up. A lonely piano refrain echoes through your head as you sleep. It feels like it goes on forever, clumsy and uncertain of itself, stopping and starting at random. But as your dreams start to fade, you realize the music is following you to the waking world, continuing even as your mind resolidifies and banishes the last few remnants of your dreams. That is always so weird when you dream of a noise and then you wake up and you realize, oh, it's a noise from outside. And the funniest thing is when the noise in the dream was something else than it is in real life. Oh my god. When it finally stops, you're startled by the sudden silence. Human, wake up. You slowly come to, roused by the voice of your small opossum friend. You feel strangely cold and uncomfortable, your muscles stiff and achy, your head still cloudy with sleep. They helped me. They are not the perpetrators. I walked around, something happened, and they're here to save me. Your vision comes into focus. See? Human not dead. Okay, no easy breakfast for Dustin and Dustin Mom. Dustin Mom? But it's fine. If I'm dead, you can eat me, you know. Dustin stands on your chest, his beady black eyes staring down into yours. Dustin's mom is hovering a healthy distance away. You're not in your bedroom. To start crying. Honestly, that would probably be me. I'm a very emotional person. Did you two hear something just now? Like a piano? Dustin not know about piano. Could hear some weird bird, though. No need worry about weird bird. Weird bird sound like it's far away from here. Dustin, my wonderful little friend, I love waking up to your face. Traitorous marsupial, you dragged me from the safety of my... How would they do that? Who is this person? That is not me. How did I get here? Let's be very... Yeah. Human has been kind to Dustin. Dustin's so worried when Human got dragged away. Dustin Mom, also worried for Human. No, Human went to visit Asshole Squatter. It okay that Glasshouse still belonged to Squatter. Asshole Squatter too powerful, even for Human. But it's the thought that count. Dustin and Dustin Mom tried to help Human too, when the other one came to take you away. But scary Human not afraid of small creature like us. Who is the scary Human? But Dustin watch over good Human all night. Aww. You stand, your legs still wobbly with sleep, the odd tilt of the floor adding to your unsteadiness. So this is the Forbidden Wing. And Wayne dragged you here in your sleep. Can you ever trust the safety of your bed again? How do I know that it's Wayne? It's the Sybil. Because Sybil was weird about Wayne. We told her about Wayne, and she was like, "Oh, he's." I don't remember completely, but I think she said something that implied that he is up to no good, but she wouldn't say anything more. And honestly, I did a long rant about this in the last episode. Even if, like, yeah, sure, it can be that Wayne is the bad guy, but he has helped me so much more than Sybil, and Sybil has done nothing but devious things to me so far. There are two doors out of the barren room. One is a normal doorway leading into what you assume to be a hallway. The other is a door that must have once been hidden, though the ruined state of the wallpaper has robbed it of its secrecy. Investigate the once hidden door. There doesn't seem to be a clear way to open it, beside the brass circle where a handle should be. Home on other side. Home on other side. Look through the hole where the handle used to be. You lean forward, peering into the narrow opening of what lies behind the door. The Marsupial is right, it's your room. Which means you'd be able to slip right back into the safety of the rest of the house if you could just manage to find the handle. But it also means that that was probably where the person that rearranged the doll came from. Try forcing the door anyways. You push on the wall, it doesn't budge. Yeah, I have super weak noodle arms. You try messing with the metal contraption that stands in place of the door's handle, tugging and jiggling and pushing on it every which way, and still nothing. Do either of you know how to get back to my room? I won't call anyone because I'm a little bit iffy. Very easy. Holes everywhere in Dustin house. Just got to squeeze between walls. Human too big to squeeze between walls, Dustin. Gotta find human size way. Let's see, you know what, let's see if, we can call Kanika. You groggily pat your legs before realizing that you're still in your evening attire. Whatever brought you here wasn't thoughtful enough to bring your phone from the nightstand. Alright, you cross the slanted room and exit into the hallway beyond. Before you is the long hallway. Dust dances in the weak sunlight, beaming in through cracked glass. A tinge of mildew stings your nose, warning you away, though there's nowhere else to go on to now. An ornate entryway relates. I'm so happy that I kept them with me, but also what monster would shoo them away? Because I'm not alone. You know, I think in other playthroughs you would probably be alone, and that would be so sad. Okay, an ornate entryway, its door long gone, breaks the monotony of the faded wallpaper, and a staircase looms at the far end. Investigate the ornate entryway. You make your way to the large set of double doors in the middle of the hallway. You can hear the light click of claws on hardwood as Dustin's mom toddles along a safe distance behind you. Okay. Is that a map? That looks like a map. Oh, okay. It's a parlor. Of course the Scarlets of old would have had a dedicated space to entertain their guests. It would feel elegant if not for the massive crack that runs the entire length of the floor. The air here stinks of mildew. You can see why Tabitha doesn't want you exploring these rooms. There's a large painting on the far wall of the room. From a distance, it looks like it might depict the town. Something else catches your eye too. A bookshelf, or rather, what's left of a bookshelf, hanging by a single rusted hinge. I don't see it. Huh. Its sagging shelves reveal some sunless space beyond, once hidden, now exposed by the rot of this house. Dustin almost never come in here. All open space too scary, but room behind wall is good hiding place. Dustin hide there sometimes. As he references this room behind wall, Dustin stares at the broken down bookshelf that had already caught your eye. Examine the painting. The painting highlights a number of old buildings and locales, many of which you've already visited. The town hall, the estate, the mines, and the clinic still called a hospital at the time of this painting. And then there are the places you've yet to see, the church as well as the historical Callaway Tremaine homesteads. Yeah, it's kind of a map, right? It functions a bit like that. Look, and the miners are looking to God. But they are not looking towards God. Which might... but there's a tree in the background. Interesting. And that's probably Scarlet, and that's the guy that possessed us or wanted to kill us. Possessed our friends. Okay. The faded bronze plaque beneath reads, in commemoration of Enoch Scarlet, head of the Scarlet Hollow Landmark Revitalization Project, let the past never be forgotten. Dustin no get. Oh, he's making mark on old cloth. Does not know that cloth for eating. Enter hidden room. You test each step as you make your way across the room, especially careful as you cross over to the ruined section of floor in front of the bookshelf. You can hear Dustin's mom hurrying behind you. We go to dark room now? Good big open space, bad. Vulnerable to attack. Ooh, ooh, look at that. Ooh, that's probably from quite a few movies. And so, there's the Fiji mermaid that was debunked, obviously. Oh, that's cool. And this, where do I know this from? I don't know. I'm quite sure if I could zoom in, there's a lot of references to a lot of stuff. We got the gun. Can we take that gun? Also, is that... That's a southern flag, right? Isn't it? Mm-hmm. Well, no surprise there, to be quite honest. Alright. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. The walls are lined with ornate display cabinets, some empty, some still presenting their antique treasures. Nestled between the cabinets, a single tall bookshelf remains standing, its occupants dusty but mostly intact. But all of these are ornamental details. Your focus is drawn to an expensive-looking antique desk in the center of the room. Good place to take a nap. Examine the bookshelf. Maybe the collection of literature can help you learn about this room's occupant. You approach the shelf, your eager eyes poring over titles for anything that seems to stand out. The upper shelves are mostly classic fiction. Moby Dick, Shakespeare, various Dickens novels. Nothing that stands out as particularly interesting. Excuse me? That sounds all very interesting. The bottom shelf seems to be home to reference books. Heavy volumes of long outdated also. What editions? Maybe they're very, very worthy. Of long outdated construction law treatises on various aspects of the coal industry, but there's also a book on city planning that stands out to you. The spine is marked with a dot. You pull it out, the shelves above shifting precariously, as if the book held some load-bearing purpose. The instant you crack its spine, a slip of paper falls out, ancient and fragile, and yellowed with age. It's some kind of map. Scarlet City Hospital. That's the pillars. That's probably the mine. No, there's the mines. That's the hospital. We have one pillar in the town hall. And we have one pillar outside. Is that the homesteads? Maybe. And judging by the highlighted landmarks, it's a map of Scarlet Hollow, Town Hall, the older hospital, the mines, all places where stone carvings had been buried. Yeah. There's one more circled area as well, what looks to be a patch of farmland. You haven't paid this location a visit yet, but judging by the way the other buildings have had their ways of drawing you in, it's probably only a matter of time. You carefully fold the map and shove it in a pocket. That not good for eating. Dustin has tried. Human is taking it for nest. Dustin, not everything is for eat. Square white leaves taste bad, but very good for nest. Use some in nests for Dustin and Dustin's siblings. Oh my god, look at her. Examine the desk. Alright. Open the top drawer. The top drawer mostly contains old-timey letter writing materials, complete with a fancy dagger-shaped letter opener, and a wax stamping kit emblazoned with the initials ES. You cannot help but notice the wax has been nibbled. Wear it stuff, stick to dust and teeth, tastes good though. Underneath you find a pile of crumbling financial documents, scrawled in neat cursive in every spot that needed a signature in the name Enoch Scarlet. This must be his desk, meaning this must also be a study. And at the very bottom of the drawer, you're surprised to find a face you recognize staring back up at you. An antique photograph of a young man, his blonde hair nearly white against the dark sepia background. That's the guy that was really in pain and nearly dying, right, in our vision. In the possessed vision. It's Teddy. He looks almost exactly the same as he did in your vision. Almost. There's a carefree look in his eye that seemed to have faded by the time he found his way to that hospital bed. Yeah, no shit, he was screaming in agony. Just really underplaying this. Close the drawer. I could just leave it open, to be quite honest. Okay. Open the bottom drawer. Oop! The bottom drawer offers some resistance as you try to pull it out. It seems that it was locked, though the bit of metal attempting to hold it shut seems to have rusted to the point of uselessness years ago. It gives in with a sharp tug, rotting wood splintering softly somewhere within the century-old desk. Inside you find a strange collection of glass vials. There's paper inside. The surfaces are clouded over, but you can make out what seems to be paper, preserved somehow inside the containers, a hint of writing visible at the edges. You notice some of the corks have been lightly chewed. Pretty good for eating. Dustin always save these for a special occasion. Tastes like old pond. Fine vintage. Open the vials. You reach for one of them, twisting the cork. It unseals with a pop, releasing a smell like an old pond, like decaying leaves and damp earth. You tug at the corner of the slip of paper and it unfurls. The writing across its surface is crisp and clear, as if it had just been written. To Miss Maeve, I know it has been several years since my last visit, but I do hope you remember the young lad who used to find himself at your doorstep. More than you probably would have liked. I write you now with the utmost urgency. I'm not sure if news has yet reached you regarding what transpired just yesterday. Many lives were lost. The town is in a frenzy. I hope to mitigate some of the damage that has been done, and thus must speak with you at once. I attempted the journey to your place of residence, but was unable to locate it. You once told me of another way to reach you, and though it seems nothing but a half-remembered fantasy, I'm acting in desperation. Maeve was the witch. Maybe. I can only hope this letter finds its way to you as you once said it would in my hour of need. I must meet with you at your soonest convenience. Sincerely, Enoch. Scarlet. Wow! The paper dissolves just as you finish reading the last few lines, as if it finally realized that it had been submerged all these years, turning to useless pulp between your fingers. It's a good thing you're a fast reader. Book smart. Hey! Whoop 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 whoop. New place to get tasty wets. Nothing Dustin Man likes to see more than Dustin live in comfort. But Dustin better not let comfort make him soft. This how would Dustin brother die. Oh no! It's unlikely you have the chance to return here, and the vials are too delicate to carry with you. Keep reading. Keep reading. You open another. Miss Verena, troubled with tea. Your presence requested at once. And another. Verena, know what you tried. Do not appreciate the attempt at subterfuge. Though we both know what was at stake here, the boy has been dealt with. Accept me this evening for in-person discussion. Some of these letters are addressed to Miss Maeve and some to Verena. All are signed ES. You assume these have to be from Enoch. Many seem unimportant, just listing a time and place. You assume meetings between Enoch and whoever this Verena may have been. So the first, that was Miss Maeve. Maybe the Miss Maeve ones were the early ones where he didn't know her as much. And then later, when they had established this weird form of communication, he started to call her Verena. Before you know it, the drawer is empty. The floor around you scattered with drained vials, the air stinking of red rot. Step away from the desk. Step away from the desk. Okay, return to the hallway. You head down the eerie corridor, following the path laid out in the dust. So Verena, Maeve. Okay. No, Dustin, no go there. Dustin, come back. What? You turn to face Dustin's mom, who stands a little ways down the corridor from you, her posture tense. But Dustin is helping. Nothing bad will happen to Dustin with big, strong human around. Dustin mom say no. Don't care how strong human is. Only Dustin mom know what's best for Dustin. Dustin looks up at you with his large, black, wet eyes. Human will have to go on without Dustin. I just wanted to say, if they would have let me choose, I would have said, go with your mom, because I do not want anything to happen to Dustin. Not under my watch. He clambers down from his place on your shoulder, gripping your clothes with his little clawed hands. Oh my god, he's so tiny! Hope human can find human-sized hole. We go back to Dustin house now. Human should be careful. Up there always smell like hurting. Oh, look at that. He's climbing on his mom. And with that final word of caution, Dustin and Dustin's mom toddle away, disappearing into some crevice that will take them back to the comfort of your dresser drawers. You continue following the tracks left by what you assume to be your fellow humans. They take you up a flight of stairs, and you find yourself on the 3rd floor of the estate for the first time. There are more footprints leading all the way down the hallway and into the farthest door. Wasn't that the door we saw in our vision that was closed? Move the boxes from in front of the nearest door. The boxes slide out of the way with a bit of elbow grease. You push past them into the room beyond. Oh. That's probably the creepy doll? Oh, and that's the puppet stringy thing from the vision. They were all puppets. The room is coldly empty. The large antique bed is made. Its sheets ancient and dusty, but still somehow giving off the feeling of tidiness. Alright. Even with cobwebs stretched between each corner of its four-poster frame. Search the desk. You step towards the desk. Its drawers practically overflowing with stationery. As you sift through paper, it quickly becomes clear to you whose room this is. Oh god, sorry. I'm talking so much. There are stacks of bills in Edwardine's name filling nearly every drawer, and even once you manage to get past the layers of envelopes and trifold paper, you hit a permafrost of receipts. It seems she was doing her best to be meticulous and hold on to any scrap of paper that might possibly be important. But when you reach the bottom drawers, you find something entirely different. Greeting cards, letters, small wrapped packages, some open, some sealed, some crumpled into messy balls. You open one of the cards. Both pages are taken up by a handwritten note. Tabby. Hope you're doing well. Not a day goes by that I don't miss you. Hope Pearline treats you to your best Christmas yet. I'm not sure what sort of doodads you're into these days, so I sent a little something that made me think of you. Because we do not know who Tabitha's father is. I made sure they were the best shells of the bunch. Not sure how rare any of them are, but they're awful pretty, and they've still got that beach smell. And make sure you put your ear up to them, too. It doesn't compare to the real thing, but it comes close enough. And in case you think that makes me a cheapskate, I made sure to send along a little cash, too, so you can get yourself something a little nicer than glorified beach trash. Make sure you get Pearline to take you to the nice toy store, because that's where I'd take you if I was there. If you get the time, I'd love to hear from you. I miss you so much, Tabby, and I'm always thinking of you. You can come out and visit me any time. I know you've always wanted to see what it's like out east. I've made sure to write out my address on the back of this card, just in case you didn't know how to get a hold of me. Been missing you, my incredible, wonderful, amazing daughter. All my love, Dad. You pull out another... Hey, why wouldn't we... Oh, is it the envelope? You pull out another from closer to the top of the pile. Happy birthday, Tabby. It's me again, your old dad. So the... Big 20. I can't believe my daughter is such an adult. In my mind, you're still that bouncy little kid doing cartwheels on the front lawn, telling me what various sounds animals make like you're the professor of animal noises. Or was Tabitha's dad known? And it was my dad who was the big unknown. I have no idea if you read these, but I'll keep writing them, even if sometimes it feels like I'm writing them to a ghost. I mean, we haven't spoken in almost 15 years. You're a whole human being now, and I have no idea what you're like. I like to think we'd get along, though. As always, my address is on the back. I hope you'll decide to come visit me one of these days. I've got a guest room all set up just in case. It's always ready for you, kid. I love you, and I will always will, no matter who you turned out to be. Love, Dad. There are years and years of these. The bottom drawer is almost entirely unopened envelopes, dated from when Tabitha would have been just a kid, all from him. You pocket a few of the cards. Does she know about this? Maybe she doesn't know. Maybe her mom kept it from her. You make your way to the closet. It seems that Wardine kept things neat and orderly, or as neat and orderly as she could, considering the decaying state of the place. You can't help but notice that these dresses look strikingly like the style Tabitha wears. You can imagine Pearline sifting through Edwardine's old trunks of clothes, recycling moth-eaten vintage dresses for her daughter in place of buying anything new. The only thing here besides her clothes and shoes is a box shoved off to one side. You pick it up. Child-sized overalls, striped shirts, a small pair of trousers with suspenders still attached. One of those little sailor suits boys from the 50s were always wearing. Mommy, am I in here too? And I love you. When you pull out the last shirt, a note is revealed tucked away in the bottom of the box in protective plastic sleeve. It's scrawled in almost illegible rare handwriting, written in some thick brown watery ink that's cracked with age. Is that blood? Mommy, I'm in here too, and I love you. Your hands tremble, the note somehow making the tips of your fingers feel dirty, even as it sits behind a layer of plastic. I'm not quite sure if it's Pearline's kid or if Edwardine actually lied about losing the child she had from that other guy who was not Enoch. Maybe she didn't kill that kid. You drop it back into the box, once again covering it with the clothes, shoving it back into the recess of this forgotten closet where it belongs. You're done here. Return to the hallway. Her ladyship's chambers. Explore Edwardine's bedroom. Approach the window. You carefully approach the window at the far end of the hall. That sure is a cliff. There's nothing below the window but the tops of distant trees, the ground having crumbled away. The only thing stopping you from plummeting to your death is the straining foundation that still somehow holds this place together, at least for now. Enter the middle room. Ooh. More dolls. Okay. This space was clearly once a nursery, though no child has been in here for a long, long time. Check the bookshelf. The top shelf... Oh, that's not... Why is that so blurry? The top shelf is occupied by antique picture books, Dick and Jane, books of nursery rhymes, ancient editions of grim fairy tales. The lower shelves are full of educational material, from children's encyclopedias to writing practice workbooks. From the sheer number of learning-oriented books on the shelf, you get the impression that the children who lived here were not supposed to be as interested in fun and fiction as they were in diction and spelling. Aww. Your family may have been wealthy, but maybe not in joy. I was very, very wealthy in joyful fictional books. I read a lot of fairy tales from across the world when I was younger. Read a few Writing practice books. Yeah, okay. Alexandra Scarlet. You leaf through a few of the practice workbooks, gently turning the near crumbling pages. Reasons Mommy should take me and Mary Bell to the zoo. We have been very good girls and have not cried for a whole week. Mary Bell says elephants are so big and I would like to see one. I think it would be very fun and Mommy would have a good time. All is signed with a carefully scrawled signature of Alexandra Scarlet. You flip through the rest of the book, your eyes unfocused as the many practice sentences and letters, copying pages flash by, but something near the back of the book gives you pause. In a section that starts with the prompt Today I, Alexandra continues with talked to the boy in the wall. It's the one with the sailor outfit. This last prompt lingers with you. If all of these practice books are the same, you wonder what else you managed to find under Today I. You grab the next copy, opening it to the first practice writing page. Today I told the boy in the wall about my family. Then the boy in the wall said he's happy he has a kid to talk to. I'm also glad because Mary Bell is mean sometimes and tells me what to do. He's really nice and I hope he can come out of the wall to play with us soon. Today I told the boy in the wall that I'm sad. He was really nice and told me he knows how to make Mommy be nicer to me. He said Mommy tucks him in every night and reads him stories and is never mean, and that if I was in the wall, Mommy would also be nice to me. Oh no, Alexandra, no. He said there can only be one kid in the wall, so if we will have to switch places with me. But Mama will be nice to me then, so it is okay. Today I ate dinner with Mommy. She said she made me a special dinner and she sat with me the whole time, and I was a good girl and I ate it all. Mommy is proud of me. It was a good day and I'm happy. The rest of the book is blank. You're done here. Return to the hall. Oh my god. Alright. You continue following the trail of footprints approaching the farthest room down the hall. The door was clearly meant to be hidden, but it's been left open. The room is starkly empty save for a rug and a few candelabras. The lack of dust, old boxes and rotting antiques mark it as distinct from the rest of the cluttered, forgotten spaces you've explored. Continue through the far door. You continue forward towards the door on the far side of the room. You exit into a short hallway. There are stairs here leading back down to the lower floors, but there's also another door. It's hanging ajar, the many locks and deadbolts along its edge glimmering in the weak morning light. The doorframe itself is gouged and splintered, evidence that some desperate creature tried to save itself from the room beyond time and time again. Enter. You step forward. I don't feel like I will be in danger because Wayne wouldn't have told me to explore the house if I were. This was a prison cell. Everything about this place reeks of neglected humanity. The walls are covered in scratches. Is someone under one of these blankets? And what's that? Legible words mixed in with the nonsense of desperate clawing. The one window set high in the far wall is fitted with a thick pane of glass, as if the iron bars just beyond it wouldn't be enough to hold them imprisoned. You can't help but notice that the doll from your closet sits watching you from the bed, one eyelid drooping. It adds an extra layer of menace to the already deeply unsettling room. Property of Alexandra. Your eyes are drawn to the massive almost letters, dug as deep into the brick as this cell's prisoner could manage, highlighted with whatever pigments were available. The question is whether the boy in the wall managed to switch out with Alexandra, so Alexandra is the one being kept here, or whether it is the boy. And if it was the boy that managed to switch out with Alexandra, the question is where is he now? And that also means that could it be Wayne? Because then he is slightly evil. Well, you can't really say that he's evil when he was just trying to get out of prison. I mean, he because he was also, I guess, a boy back then. Well, anyways, don't need to think too far on this. And then one final detail grabs you. A metallic glint from the filthy bare mattress. A doorknob. This is what you've been looking for. Was it left here for you? Take the handle. As you take it, a sound wraps around you. Music, the tinkling of piano keys, played by a clumsy hand. They echo up a narrow staircase at the end of the wall. You have a missing... it's time to get it. No, I wanna... You know what? Let's do that. Just in case I'm dying, because I know you can die in this game. Okay. Turn. Follow the music. You've come this far. Clearly, you're meant to go just a little further. Again, I'm kind of trusting Wayne here. The stairs take you into what you have to assume was once a servant's quarters, a network of cramped passageways hidden away behind the expansive rooms of the estate without so much as a window or for illumination. Servants' quarters and servants' stairs are such a... Ugh, the concept alone, you know, it's so wrong. But you persist and descend deeper into the bowels of the Scarlet Estate, the echoing piano your only company. Soon enough, you see light again, the sun creeping in through the edges of a nearly hidden door. You're at the end of another long corridor. Alright. Its high ceilings and tall windows are almost disorienting as you step out from the cramped, gloomy stairwell. The music echoes mournfully in the vast space, a chorus of wind adding a melancholic harmony as it whips in from the overgrown courtyard outside. You found your way to the first floor, but you've yet to confront your guide. Finish what you started and find the piano player. Yeah, the musician plays on as you move cautiously through the dark. The slope now so dramatic, it feels like walking downhill, jagged remains of the floorboards jutting out like splintered trees. Oh, it's Wayne! The flow of notes finally stops as you reach an open doorway to what was once a music room. Wayne stands from the bench of a battered grand piano, turning to face you. So now you've seen it, Hula. He makes his way down the tilted floor towards you. A breeze passes by him, carrying with it the smell from the wound that is his body. I hope you enjoyed the show. He stops just a few paces away, and I trust you understand the implications of everything you've seen. If you aren't careful, and you put your faith in the wrong people, things could go very, very wrong for you. Talk. Well, you know, I'm sticking with it. I don't... If he wanted to kill me, wouldn't he have killed me? He could have let Reese kill me. Like, I don't know. What was with the doll in that room? She liked it, so I liked it too. It was nice to see it again after so many years. Did you need to carry me off in my sleep? You kidnapped me? Who lived in that last room? Wayne cocks his head almost playfully. I did. I'd been in that room a long, long time. Okay, so he was the boy in the walls. He's the sailor outfit boy, though my being free now is meaningless in the grand scheme of things. The town itself is enough of a prison that I might as well still be stuck behind that door. But at least I'm free enough to warn you. What's with the dramatics? Man, you know, in this whole context, be as dramatic as you want to be. It calls for a lot of drama. Does Tabitha know about all this? Of course, why do you think she invited you here? Oh, that absolute bitch. Oh my god, but she's my cousin. I love her. Nah, I wouldn't really. You're trying to make me doubt her. It won't work. She didn't know me then. It's different now. We've bonded. We didn't bond. I remain silent. I have nothing to say in those options. It's nothing I could say. I've given you a glimpse into one of your possible futures. Whether you choose to believe me or not is up to you. What glimpse did he give me? I don't understand, but I urge you to consider believing what your eyes have shown you. What did my eyes show me? Your freedom is on the line. What do you mean the town is a prison? I can't leave, no one really can. As it stands now, Scarlet Hollow doesn't like letting go of its prisoners. They may be able to cross the town line, but not without paying a price. That can be changed, though. It wasn't always this way, and it was never meant to be. We can put an end to it. Have you watched Widow's Bay? Oh my god. If you like Scarlet Hollow, watch Widow's Bay. It is one of the best horror shows and comedy shows of the last couple of years. And honestly, I usually do not like horror comedies because most of them really don't get it right. They're either not very funny or they're not very scary. But Widow's Bay, oh, picture perfect. Really, perfection. Anyways. We need to call someone about this. Who? I want to leave. I've had enough of this place. I want to go home. Flirt, don't take a step towards him. Did you need to carry me off in my sleep? Yeah, you could have just asked me. A moment of weakness. I was impatient. Okay. You shouldn't do that to people. You don't strike me as impatient. The days grow short. Take it as a sign that you should be feeling the same urgency. I'm here, aren't I? Can't you see I trust you? You can tell me whatever it is you want me to know. Yeah. Do you want to be somebody else's puppet, Hula? Not really. Okay, I can guide you to where you need to be, but it's up to you to open your eyes. Honestly. What did we see? I didn't have a vision, did I? No. I just woke up. I don't understand what he wanted me to see. The witch holds some of the final pieces. Find her, pry them from her hands, and then everything should start falling into place. Your thoughts wander, searching for someone who might fit that description. You draw a blank. Really? You know what I hate? In games and in books and in movies, I know that it's okay if you're sometimes ahead of a character. You know, because a lot of stories also want you to be a little bit ahead of them. But this I hate. I hate it when I very well know what's going on, but my character's like, I can't think of anything. I know it's the whole brain tea stuff, but yeah, unless you're already starting to forget about her. Memory is a disloyal thing, isn't it? Physical, easily manipulated. But it would be so easy if Sybil was the witch and the evil one, because it was so obvious. I mean, not from the get-go, but as soon as it was introduced that something sinister is going on, she was right. Like, I actually thought she couldn't be the cat because it would be too obvious. Something being missing from your head doesn't mean it's gone from the world. I don't know who you... Or is Kanika the witch? That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Maybe Kanika is manipulating Sybil and her brother. No, that's crazy. Oh my god. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. You remember when you need to. We need to call... I know it's stupid. The police... Trust me when I say they won't be able to help. The forces at work in Scarlet Hollow run deep. There's no one person they can arrest, no group of people they can blame and do away with. It is beyond the realm of flesh. But I know how to fix everything. I know how to keep you safe for as long as you live. I trust you, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do about any of this. I'm with you all the way. Help me to stop all this. For all I know, you deserve to be locked up. Sheesh. Wayne's shoulders seem to relax slightly, as if he's relieved. Good. Our enemies rely on keeping us divided. They know how much stronger we can be together. Be careful who you trust. I will always be there when you need me. Wayne steps away, his shining eyes watching you, unblinking from behind his veil, before finally disappearing back into the darkness of the estate. Nothing left for you to do here but leave. Make your way back to where you woke up and slot in the handle into the secret door on the wall. And there we are. It twists and the door pulls back, and you stumble through your closet and back into your bedroom. You lean against your doorframe, relieved at once again having sturdy, unsloped ground beneath your feet and moderately clean air to breathe. The estate has gotten to you. After the events of this morning, your body burns with a ferocious itch to leave this place behind, to be anywhere but here. Okay. I will stop this episode here. Okay. I love the way it's going. I'm so confused, but I'm also intrigued, that's always good. With with any story you tell me, if I'm still intrigued, or if I'm confused and intrigued, that's a great combination. If I'm confused and bored, oh god, better not. What I'm wondering right now is, so we had this whole thing with the boy asking the girl to switch places. And if Wayne is the bad guy, does he want to switch places with us? Because we're outsiders, we're not stuck in the town. So maybe he needs us to be at a certain place and do a certain thing to actually leave the town, to escape, because otherwise he can't. And that's why he will not kill us or really make sure to protect us. That's one of my theories. Because I don't think, if I wouldn't have read those children's books, working books, whatever, with the whole boy story, I would not suspect Wayne to be sinister. But this made me halt a little bit. Now, with the witch and Enoch, we're not quite sure whether Enoch is a... Because Edwardine was the bad person, wasn't she? She was worse than Enoch. I mean, Enoch was not amazing either. Because he caused, I think, the miners' collapse, and then they blamed it on the other guy. But Edwardine was behind everything. But then Maeve... I wonder who she is. Because it seems like the witch is still alive. So the witch is older than anyone else. Huh. Very interesting. Anyways, yeah, I could just sit here for 10 minutes and not say anything because it's all in my head. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this? No spoilers as always. But yeah, I really want to know, whether you're more on the Wayne is the bad guy, Kanika is the bad guy, or Sybil is the bad guy wagon. And I'm super interested in that. Man, that's well done, developers. That is a huge twist. Love it. Anyways, have a good time and see you. Bye bye. This is my self-recorded outro song so I don't get hit with copyright claims. If you subscribe to a lot of fun tutorials, reviews, and let's plays.